He said, and all nations shall flow to it. Look at verse 3 now. Look at the effect of this. When God's house takes its right position. See verse 3. Catch this quickly. Many people shall come and say, did you see the effect? He said, many people will come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. What is one of the characteristics of Jacob? Wisdom. He's a systems developer. Study Jacob and study Esau. When Rachel had children in her womb, an angel prophesied and said, what you're carrying are not just human beings. Oh. He said, 2 nations are in your womb. He said, the younger one is going to rule over the elder one. Jacob was a younger guy. I hope you know when Esau was coming, the guy took him by his leg. He said, you're not going to, I need to come before you. He held him. There was a contention from the womb. That contention was contention of who is superior, who is going to be superior over the other person. Anyway, Esau came out first and Jacob came out next. You know how they grew and how Jacob collected the blessing that was due to Esau from Isaac. Question is, somebody said, maybe somebody is saying, this Jacob we're talking about is a cheater, he's a deceiver. If I start taking you through the lessons of Jacob, you will learn from him. One of the things you should learn about Jacob is that Jacob is not just a person, he's a system. He operates by systems. Esau is the charismatic guy, anointed guy, the powerful guy, energetic guy, but not good at systems. His personal operating systems are very, very weak. But Jacob's operating system, very, very strong. So I usually tell people, jokingly, one of the reasons Esau missed the blessing was because there was no system to produce what the father needed. The father wanted venison, and the venison was going to come from a meat. You know, the Bible says that Esau was a hunter. Every day he goes out to hunt game. He wakes up in the morning, goes to the bush, looks for antelope, kills it, bring it home, prepare pepper soup, and finish it. And I'm sure that was what made Isaac blind, because he was always eating the meat of Esau. A guy was cooking meat every day. But see Jacob, wise guy. He went to the bush once, got a male antelope, got a female antelope, brought them home and grew them. When they grew, they mate and then reproduced. The guy farmed a system within, built a system within his house that was developing those cows or developing those antelopes. When Isaac needed venison and he asked Esau to bring it, the guy took off to the bush. The mother of Jacob heard, your father wants to bless his first son, and he needs venison. Go and catch one cow from backyard and slaughter it immediately. Esau was still looking for where to get cow in the bush, looking for where to get rabbit. And maybe that day, all the rabbits, they were having very important meeting. Nobody came out. Maybe they went on strike, government was so bad. They went to protest at the government house. So this guy looked for meat that day, didn't find. But because Jacob had a system in the house, he was able to just go behind, get a cow or a rabbit, slaughtered it, prepared pepper soup, and served the father. The man finished eating, blessed this guy, released him to go. Esau was not still back. Imagine the time it takes to kill a rabbit, to cook the rabbit, prepare pepper soup, and also rehearse on how to deceive the father. Because he had to skin the whole animal. Imagine the time it would take to dry the skin of the animal and then wear it. Then the rehearsals you have to do to smell like him, to talk like him, walk like him. The guy was still in the bush all those times. One of the issues affecting the church from making impact is a problem of systems. People don't like to hear this thing. Listen, I went to school, and I went to school well. I have sat inside NIPS in Abuja. In Jos. Just a month training, you pay 500 and something thousand naira for a training. I have been to such schools, and shocking enough, you are sitting with captains of industries, you're sitting with military generals. You look around, no pastor is there. It's so shocking. Sometimes I go for such schools, I'm the only one that is a pastor there, and I'm wondering, how come we are not going for this kind of training? That's why we're not having such people in our church. Because when they see a pastor, what they feel is all these hallelujah people, all these Jehovah people. It's because we are not studying systems. We are not creating systems. So it's robbing us of the impact we should have been making in our world. So there's a kind of church that when the world sees, they will begin to crave. They want to be part of the church. They want to surrender their lives to Jesus. Look at the nature of that church. It's a church that is exalted above the rest of the mountains. And the Bible says, to the house of the God of Jacob, he will teach us his ways. These are the people saying this, the world are the ones saying this thing. There is soul winning that functions by our outreach. When we go out and reach people and then invite them in. But it's not kind of soul winning that functions by positioning yourself well.